If you want to have a great marriage, you have to be intentional about it. And part of being intentional means spending intentional and quality time together. But that can be hard when life is crazy and busy and you have little kids and they're constantly needing you. There's a business to run or work to do or sports that you have to go to or commitments to your church or volunteer or serving. There are all of these demands on our time. But if we don't decide to put the most important things first, they will not come first. Making a decision to put quality time with your spouse first is important to protecting the quality and the passion and the intimacy within your marriage. Because if you don't intentionally pursue that time together, all of these things will slowly erode it away. It will slowly just distract you from intimacy and from passion and from connection. Those things only happen when we make time and when we're intentional. So if you want to have a great marriage, you have to protect it and you have to invest in it. So practically investing in it one way looks like quality time. But a lot of people say, have a date night with your spouse, which sounds great, but a lot of us realistically are not having a date night with our spouse. Date night connotates a lot of pressure. It's like, oh, it's date night. That means we have to get a babysitter for the kids and we have to pay money to go out and we have to go out and eat dinner together. We have to have something to talk about. And man, like that can feel a little overwhelming and that can feel like a lot of pressure and that can feel kind of unrealistic maybe for the season that you're in. So for us, one of the approaches that we did, especially because we didn't always have a babysitter and we definitely didn't have money to spend on a babysitter all the time, instead of thinking about it as intentional quality time together. And we fit that in however and wherever we could on a regular, consistent basis. We pick a night that's quality time night. And a lot of times it's not going out. A lot of the times it's an evening at home. Maybe we're snuggled up in bed. Maybe we're sitting in the living room together. Maybe we're just choosing to cook dinner together and to have a conversation. Maybe it's Saturday morning and we're sitting in bed and we're having coffee together. Maybe it's a Sunday afternoon and we're just laying in bed and talking together. Or maybe we're going for a walk. Like, these are very realistic daily things that if you just even give it an hour for genuine connection, for quality conversation, and for even physical affection, for hugging, for holding hands, for kissing each other, for just remembering that you are romantic, you are a husband and a wife, and you love each other, and being physically connected is important and it does feel good and it does communicate love. But either way, it's choosing what works for you in this season. Having a conversation with your husband about it or your spouse about it. We're both on the same page about this. We're both aligned in the fact that we want to pursue connection together. And we're going to make that a priority. We're going to commit to making that happen within our week. Maybe it's not every Wednesday night that you have a quality time night together. Maybe it's a Wednesday night here and it's a Saturday morning there and it's a Sunday afternoon there. It's whatever you can do, but you're both communicating about what that expectation is. And you're also discussing how can we spend time together that helps you feel connected and it helps me feel connected, because when you have different love languages, you can also have different ways of feeling and expressing and receiving love. And you want to make sure that you're doing that in a way that works for both of you. So maybe for one of you, it's quality time. For one of you, it's acts of service. For one of you, it's physical affection or words of affirmation. Whatever it is, make sure that how you're spending that intentional time together is showing and expressing that love. And by being consistent and by being intentional, you're putting that investment and that commitment into your marriage to protect one of the most important and special and amazing things in your life.